Here we back again, Buku Gaming, with another NFL Madden 24 simulation. This time, the Monday night matchup for Week 13, which would be the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars for Monday night 8:15. Go ahead and simulate this game to see if my simulation will come close or be similar to the real life outcome. You know, I will be doing my breakdown, my predictions, based on their performances from the last game, week 12. Uh, what I think about both teams, what I think that they could improve on, and my actual score prediction. Because as of right now, for week 13, I have the Jags winning. The reason why I have the Jags winning because I think that I just think they're the better team right now. But we'll see. We'll get into that later on. So I did do the simulation. Trevor Lawrence coming in to start the third quarter off with the ball after having a big first half with 3 TD passes in the first half to pick them up 21-17 with a big play coming at the end of the second quarter with a TD pass to Christian Kirk. He's looking to have a big game in real life too against the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I previously said, he had 364 yards. He had a TD interception with a 90 QB rating. The only games that he had this season so far were worse ratings was against the Baltimore Ravens and against the 49ers. So he's looking to continue his streak. He's looking to continue to push this team and be the leader and be the QB that he needs to be. Bengals pass defense versus week 12. With them giving up 278 yards on 8.5 yards attempt. And with Trevor Lawrence going into this game with 364 yards. So he's set up to have a big game. He's set up to have a big game, no doubt about that. The Bengals pass defense, they give up an average of 100 yards to tight ends. So their defense against tight ends is really not that good. So, with Evan Ingram, being in sixth place, far as tight ends with 500 yards so far, he's looking to potentially have a big game, against the Bengals pass defense. He didn't really do all that well against the Texans, with 5 receptions for 49 yards. Calvin Ridley, he's looking to have a good game against the Cincinnati Bengals. He was targeted 6 times, only caught the ball 5 times for 89 yards and a TD. Christian Kirk, he also had a big game. He was targeted 7 times, only got 4 catches for 89 yards. So that duo, both of them on both sides of the field, that's something for the Bengals to definitely plan around. To improve their defense. I think they need a little bit more than that. Zay Jones, he was quiet. He's a good receiver, but he was quiet. Last week he only had run reception 10 yards, so he only had a first down play. But with them 3 on the field, then you have Ingram, the tight end. He's also on the field, and with them having the games that they having, them getting the yards that they getting, catching, the passes that they catching, And then with the Bengals pass defense, last week, allowing 278 passing yards. They're looking to have a big game receiving. They're definitely looking to have a big game receiving. Um, far as far as losses go, Jacksonville they don't have their starting left tackle, so they are open a little bit on that side of the ball, especially with somebody like Trey Hendrickson, him being on the field, you know, in 8 of the last 9 games that he's played so far, he has gotten to the QB only half plus, on the sacks. Um, so that left tackle position is kind of questionable, but I think they'll pull through. I think that the Jag offense will pull through. Far as their defense go, obviously Josh Allen, he's been dominating ever since last season, with the whole Cinderella playoff run and, them going on that win streak that they went on. He was definitely a part of that on the defense. He had 2.5 sacks last week. He hit the QB 4 times, 2 tackles for loss. So, he's looking to have another big game. The Bengals, their left side of the O line is, kind of weak. That is a weak point for them. So we'll probably see, after Jacksonville watch film and plan ahead, we'll probably see them, line up Josh Allen on that left side, just to harass that left side and, get to Jake Browning. Far as Jake Browning go, he undrafted from Washington, and shouts out to Washington because they had an amazing season this season in college football. To go undefeated, to beat Oregon twice, to be in the playoffs. So that's definitely big for them. But Jake Browning, undrafted out of Washington, last week, 227 yards, a TD, an interception. He did have a better QB, even though he had less yards than Trevor Lawrence had last week. He did have a better QB rating. Jamar Chase, he had 4 receptions, 80 yards. Higgins, he didn't play. He was out. That's going to be big because, you need him because he's definitely a pivotal player on the offense for them. Tyler Boyd, he was quiet, 3 receptions, 23 yards. So, if they don't get Higgins back, Boyd definitely will have to step up. Joe Mixon, he definitely filled in far as the receiving goal. He had 2 receptions. He had 44 yards. He also had 8 carries, which is very low as far as the running game. So they essentially didn't have a running game last week against the Steelers. That was only 16 yards. So, he made his impact as far as the receiving go, but he didn't make his impact as far as the running goes. So, so if the Bengals want to be successful against the Jacksonville defense, they have to fix that offensive line. They have to. I doubt that Higgins will play. So, Boyd, he definitely will have to step up. Mixon, he would definitely, and to ease it on Boyd and Jamar Chase, Mixon would definitely have to get more carries. They definitely have to get the running game more involved. Just plain and simple. That was the game right there. Simulation. Monday Night Football. Bengals, Jaguars. Jaguars came out on top 42-35. That was the stats right there. As far as the Week 12 stats, how they offense and defense, stacking up against each other. Whether they're looking to improve, what I think that they can improve. With that being said, I think my final prediction, far as the score goes, I think Jacksonville, has enough offensive power to edge out and to dominate against the Cincinnati defense. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. You never know. I could be wrong, but I'm looking at not 42-35 as you can see on the screen. I'm looking more of like a 28, Jaguars 28, Bengals 17 type score, type game. I'm looking. Trevor Lawrence would definitely have at least the minimum of least, I want to say, 260 plus yard game. He'll have at least 260 plus yards. Calvin Ridley, I say Calvin Ridley, they'll do like they did last week. Him and Christian Kirk, about 80 yards apiece, something like that. Zay Jones, he'll probably be more involved, so he'll definitely have more than 10 receiving yards that he had last week. And like I said, with the Bengals, having trouble against tight ends, allowing an average of 100 yards, Ingram is looking to have a big game. And yeah, that's my predictions. This is the simulation. Enjoy. If you're going to watch the game, get your chicken wings, get your popcorn, get your snacks ready. Because this will be a good game. Cincinnati will give a fight, but like I said, I think Jacksonville come out on top 28-17. Love yourself. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Buku, signing out.